You describe stalking as murder in slow motion. Why do you use this phrase?
I describe stalking and coercive control, the two together, as murder in slow motion, because you get a drip, drip, drip before the most serious event. And often with the murders, when you look back, you see so many opportunities to intervene and prevent. One of the cases that really changed my perception and changed my life was the murder of Clare Bernal in Harvey Nichols in 2005. This was someone who was stalking Clare, was fixated and obsessed with her and intrusive in her life and would not take no for an answer. And she was terrified. She tried to do everything. You go to the police because you think that they're going to understand the behaviour and do something about it. But our officers didn't understand that it was stalking. They had no training on stalking, no training on fixation, obsession, and what to do. So when he was being interviewed by an officer who was just off probation, he was saying things like, I just want to let her know how much I love her. Come on, you've been in love before. I just want her to know. I just want to get back with her. Come on, officer. It's not a big deal. I just want to see her again, and I'm just trying to make my case. He was saying things like that, and she, the female officer, was thinking, sounds plausible. But actually what they missed was how terrifying this was for Clare, that she was leaving on the tube and he would just suddenly appear. He would block her exit off the tube. And on one of the last occasions, he didn't just block her exit, he stroked her cheek, moved closer to her so that they were nose to nose, and he said, if you report me to the police, I will kill you. Clare then manages to get home. She was living with a friend who also worked in Harvey Nichols, and that friend said, you must tell the head of security at Harvey Nichols, and so she did. The head of security at Harvey Nichols did a really good job, started watching Michael Pesh, started the disciplinary process, created a whole file on his behaviour that would eventually lead to him being suspended and then fired. But when he was fired and he was let out of Harvey Nichols in cuffs, what they didn't understand was how angry he was, and he wanted revenge on Clare. So when he's bailed, the first person he wants to go and see is Clare. He gets a weapon, because he's ex-military, and he's a security guard that works in Harvey Nichols, and then he goes in through a side door on September the 13th, because he knows the security layout. Security have all been told he mustn't enter the building. And at 20 to 8, when Claire's looking at one of her colleagues, she works on a cosmetic counter, and she's looking at the time and saying, we're almost done. He comes up behind her, shoots her once in the back of the head, 3 times in the face. And then he turns the weapon on himself.